Welcome to AwesomeDot, your dedicated guide to the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem. All content is thoughtfully curated for educational and informational purposes. We ensure that our resources reflect the latest developments and insights. We prioritize your knowledge without offering financial advice or endorsing the buying, selling, or holding of tokens. The opinions and resources shared are those of the respective contributors and do not reflect the official stance of AwesomeDot. Trust in your discretion for all financial decisions inspired by our content.
So, a very welcome everyone. This is the first episode of AwesomeDot's podcast, organized by AwesomeDot and assigned by Fardeen Haq, as I told you earlier. The goal is to discuss different projects and developments in the Polkadot ecosystem. So, we have a great set of speakers here today. We have Nikolas from the Polkadot Tooling Collective, Gautam from Blockdeep Labs, Yogesh from PolkadotGPT, Bruno from Rogue and Esubalew from MobilePolka. So, how is everyone today? All good?
Great.
Yeah, great.
Doing good.
Yes, it's great to hear from all of you. So let's start off with the conversation. So shall we?
Let's go for it.
Yeah. So our first speaker is Nikolas. Nikolas has been a Parity employee and a graduate of the Polkadot Blockchain Academy and has contributed to Substrate Connect and Lite clients along with crafting his own UI library. So Nikolas, why don't you tell us a bit about your work and your role in the Polkadot Tooling Collective?
So the Polkadot Tooling Collective actually, about my work, yes, I was employed in Parity for 3 years, finished the Polkadot Blockchain Academy, graduated from Buenos Aires in February 2023. And now I'm part of the Polkadot Blockchain Academy team as a lead engineer and curriculum provider. At the same time, I'm working all around Polkadot, like helping all open source, most of the open source projects that I can help with. I'm building a library for UI projects so they can fast forward to production with the tools that I'm providing. It's in a very early stage at this point, called Polkadot UI. And at the same time, with the help of two fellowship members from the Technical Fellowship of Polkadot, Oliver and Joe, we trying to build the Polkadot Tooling Collective. The idea is what Gav was envisioned from the very beginning, like having some decentralized companies that, or fellowships, or people, or teams, or call it as you may, that they will be able to work without the need to have an entity around their head, but they will be able to work on projects that will be interesting. They will be receiving a reward for that. The Polkadot Tooling Collective is starting. It has just started. I mean, it's a work of the past 1 month, and it's actually following the steps of the fellowship. Meaning that we're trying to build a collective of people who are building. It's actually twofold. We're building tools that you can build on Polkadot, and building tools that will help you build with Polkadot. Having said that, at this point, the whole collective has a mission. As I said, help developers to build for Polkadot itself and on Polkadot now. So the idea is that in order for a developer to be able to get involved into the collective, the code that the developer is maintaining must be a free and open source software. It should be accessible without needs of logins or specific systems, etc. And all members must have permission to propose changes and raise issues. So the two categories that people can build on top of the two categories of tools that are accepted are the core tooling and the dApp tooling. Again, the same categorization between build Polkadot itself and build on Polkadot. And the main idea is there are different phases of what we're doing right now. Right now, there are 3 phases. We're on phase 1, which is the setup. So right now, what we're trying to do is we build a front page that could be found in the Polkadot-tooling-collective.github.io/front page, where we're contacting all the stakeholders through that front page. There is a join form, and people can submit this pull request on the collective in order to allow us to gather the interest and allow us to go for a governance vote via the wish for change track. And this is kind of the wish for change track is kind of the final signal if we should pursue with this collective or not. And then we're going to have a final implementation approval by the fellowship, and eventually we're going to start operations on chain. Then the phase 2, which is called the probation period, will initiate. It will be kind of a risk-reduced mode that we will run without the governance funding for now, for that phase 2 period. And during this phase, they will be used. This phase will be used to evaluate the effectiveness and the impact of this collective. Hopefully, the public will deem it and approve for future funding requests. And we are estimating this phase to last from 6 months to 1 year. And eventually phase 3, which will be a business as usual. There will be salary structure. There will be bounties. We will try to attract new developer talent, etc., etc. To finish this mumbling that I'm doing for the past 5 minutes, why do we need this collective? In my opinion, when I joined Parity in 2021, there was like one big tool called Polkadot.js for JavaScript developers and the main Polkadot frameworks. At least these were the tools that were under my knowledge. And right now, after 2-3 years, all the tools have spread across the ecosystem of Polkadot, meaning that we have the new Polkadot API that is being built outside of Parity. We have tools like that many companies are outside of Parity building. We have Chopsticks, for example, that I think it's a Kala, if I'm not mistaken. We have ZombieNet inside Parity, still an extra tool, and many more that I'm not aware of. And we think it's a good idea to build a collective and gather all these tools around. So we're keeping a track, and we give an incentive to the people to be able to have a reason for continue maintaining without struggling as much. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you so much, Nikolas, for this great information. So if anyone of you have any questions, so you can ask now.
Yeah, quick question, Yogesh, here.
Sure.
So one question that I had for Nikolas was majorly around the Polkadot UI library. I checked that out. Is that part of the collective too, or like that is something that you're doing separately?
It's a side project that I'm building on. That I'm building. It's not part of the collective, but it's gonna be. So if I manage to build it and maintain it and keep it on, it's a kind of a ticket for being in the collective, because it is a tool that somebody can use to build with Polkadot. So this library, because I didn't mention it, is just using Polkadot APIs, account number, account addresses, all these things Polkadot related. So it is a separate tool on my free time, but at the same time, it's something that can keep me inside the collective.
Makes sense. Yeah, because I was working on something similar in terms of UI, but majorly for so the current Polkadot.js repo is quite big, right? It has a lot of components here and there, and then there is input components for every type of value that the palette has, right? So I was thinking somebody should probably extract that out from Polkadot.js API and utilize that React sort of input parameters and everything somewhere else. I think Polkadot UI is probably something that you are sort of envisioning to make the entire repo, Polkadot.js repo, separated into different aspects that can be used independently from the main repo itself.
Yeah. So the idea is not to pick up the tools from the Polkadot.js API and bring them bring them outside of it because they are there already. But what I'm doing at the moment is that I'm working very closely with the creators of Polkadot API, the new Polkadot API, and we're building these kind of things. For example, in the library you mentioned, there is a Polka icon, as I like to call it, which is using the Polkadot API to deserialize, if I can say it like that, because I'm stuck right now, the address, and make it in colors and make it as an icon. And my idea is to continue building tools around Polkadot API, like decrypt transactions, etc., and give these to people so they can easily build their own UIs without too much knowledge.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'd love to talk to you separately too at some point. I have a couple of questions.
Absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, sorry, these are my questions.
So, Nikos, I heard that there's a mission list in this collective where the tools are listed, and the mission list is going to get created when the collective gets seeded. If I have a tool, how do I get that tool on the mission list?
So the first thing that somebody can do is open a PR into the collective link, into the collective repository by adding your name, your GitHub account, the tool that you're working on, what is the incentive of being in the collective, and the tool that you're maintaining, as I said, the links and like the GitHub link, the description, etc., etc. We have created this front page with a join form, so you don't have to worry about YAML, but you can just put all the information in that form and it will generate the YAML for you. And once it's there, we try to gather as many people as possible so we can go and say, look, we have like 50 people who are interested in doing that collective. And there is this beautiful tools that these people are interested in being in a collective and collaborate. As I said, we have already Chopsticks, we have SubXT, James Wilson from SubXT and its team. We have we'll have Polkadot API guys, we will have ZombieNet. So it's a great thing to gather as many as we can and eventually start adding the ranks, etc., and create the mission list. But first of all, we have to gather the interest. So whoever wants to be part of the whole mission, please open a PR.
And the idea would be that this is a bounty-based collective, if I understood correctly?
So it's like we work our way through it, meaning that it can be a bounty, it can be a salary eventually at some point if the phase 2 works nicely and we see that there is an interest. It can be a salary like the fellowship. It can be, let's say, tips. The same way, like business as usual, as the website says, that we try, if we manage to gather as much interest as exists in the fellowship, then it will be business as usual. It will follow exactly the same steps that the fellowship is doing, and it's going to be part of the collective that already exists on Polkadot, on the collective parachain that exists on Polkadot.
Cool, thank you.
Welcome.
So, is there anyone else who wants to ask any question from Nikolas?
Oh, I think we will.
Okay, it's great. So, we have another speaker, Gautam Dhameja. Sorry, Gautam is the founder of Blockdeep Labs and has previously served as the director of solutions as Parity. Today, he will discuss the proposed services solutions to Polkadot. Gautam, glad to have you here. Why don't you tell us a bit more about your project, Blockdeep Labs? Gautam, am I audible to you?
I think we lost Gautam.
Yeah.
Perfect. Sorry for the glitch. So I got the question, and thank you for having me here. And hi, everyone. So about Blockdeep Labs, we are a fresh new team in the Polkadot ecosystem. Beforehand, we were working at Parity in the solution engineering / delivery services team. And now we are, first of all, primarily looking at delivering the Mythos parachain, which is the Mythical Games parachain. We have just received a grant from Web3 Foundation via the Decentralized Futures program to deliver this project. In addition to that, we are also looking forward to providing more solutioning services in the ecosystem. For example, providing advisory to new teams on how to start their Polkadot journey, what is more relevant for their use case in the ecosystem, and getting them faster to the market. Secondly, providing confidence in terms of doing their code reviews, providing technical support and guidance around how to use the technology. And most importantly, then we also want to train more dev shops in the ecosystem who can come in and implement more solutions for young new teams. So there is a bunch of new services that we want to provide in the ecosystem. We have a proposal going on in OpenGov about that. And I encourage all of you to check that out. It's called Referenda 700 on OpenGov. And basically, the whole vision and mission for us here is that whoever comes and starts their journey with Polkadot, they should not be wandering around trying to figure out, things out there in the wild. They should have some place to go and ask questions, get their doubts clarified, get guidance where they want, and then also be able to apply this technology to the best of its abilities. A lot of times, because of complexity and because of a vast, flood of technologies around, we kind of become too confused, and it's not easy to take advantage of everything in that sense. So we are here to help out the teams who are willing to try Polkadot out for their use cases, and we'll make sure they are on the path to success. So that's my very small pitch or description of what we are doing.
Thanks, Gautam, for a brief discussion upon your project. So, does anyone have any question here?
I have one. Gautam, my question is this initiative, and congrats because I see that you have 85% eyes already. Is this Blockdeep Labs initiative only for advice, like a consulting kind of a project, or is it also supportive into building, like giving services of helping companies, like maybe if you have a team of 3 or 4 people go to the project that needs help and like follow up with helping them to code, etc., etc.
Yes, thank you for the question, Nikos, and nice to see you again here. Yes, it's both. Basically, we put both of these things together into a more services delivery kind of bucket. So one is, yes, teams come to us, and then we also go to the teams who require our services. Both of these models we are working on currently. And then in addition, this is just the start, because we are currently working on already a customer project, which is the Mythical Games parachain. But we also want to venture out into building, more like reusable product or tooling in the ecosystem in the future. But right now, our main focus is providing services.
Thank you, Gautam.
You're welcome.
Sorry, one quick question. Where is this based out of then? Or are you guys remote?
We are based in Berlin.
Okay.
I think the question was most likely, yes, you're based in Berlin, but you are going to be supporting remote people, remote projects as well, right?
Yes, of course. Like we provide global services to teams based out anywhere, but our primary, you can say, premises is in Berlin.
Apologies if it sounded like a dumb question. I just want to make sure.
Thanks, Gautam, for your great responses. Yeah, so moving on to the next speaker, Yogesh Kumar. So he's working at the intersection of AI across blockchain. He recently built a custom board for Polkadot called PolkadotGPT. He will be discussing more about generative interfaces and their use case in Web3. So Yogesh?
Sure, yes.
Yeah.
So I've been on and off of Polkadot, and I keep sort of trying to do small things here and there after my day job and all. And I also have this shiny tech trying out syndrome. So last year when when ChatGPT recently launched their custom GPTs that you can utilize, I sort of tried using and sort of figuring out how much can I get it like to do things that want to do in the ecosystem, but I want everything to be automated. So obviously it had all of the documents and everything that were in place, but I wanted to see if I can get external APIs to be integrated and all of that. Ended up making a custom chat GPT that allows you to browse some recent Polka assembly posts, get addresses, get balances, get transactions, and generate images, all the custom GPT support that you can get. And yeah, it has been used it has been used by a couple of people. Around, I think 400 people have used it up until now, so which is very interesting. And yeah, the API integrations and all were quite easy, which sort of led me to dive more into how would the AI and Web3 sort of ecosystem would interact. Because if we can take away or abstract out uh, all the sort of difficult to do things into sort of an AI wrapper that can just take inputs and gives you output and sort of calls functions within itself. Like, can't we build something that a sort of AI based wallet or sort of browser that allows you to just speak to it, that you can send X money or swap or stake or do anything without actually doing it manually on a platform. Just trying to sort of explore if generative interfaces are now like good enough to do this. Came across something called Vercel V0, which allows you to generate UI sort of like in real time. So it will allow you to generate a card with text, and whatever you want that text to say, like it will be able to generate that. So I am right now recently bought something called .gpt at the domain, and trying to build a very basic version of what this AI and Web3 wallet or platform would look like. That's where I'm at. Yeah. That's why Nikos, I wanted to understand from you about the Polkadot UI and input platforms, because if I can get some way to validate inputs and make sure that I can enter them correctly, a lot of this can be automated without actually sort of diving or doing a lot. So trying things essentially and seeing like where do we stand on that intersection, and how can we sort of better integrate it into our day-to-day tooling. Because I think after the initial hype has driven off, it's the novel use cases that would come up, and this I feel is a very very novel use case.
I think a very good project to work with as well is the Polkadot API guys, not the Polkadot JS API, but the new one that is being built.
Yeah,
And they're building amazing documents, and they're actually with TypeScript, they're scrapping the whole metadata, and you can actually get a lot of nice things to put into the AI. If you
Okay.
contact me, I can connect you with these guys.
Oh, that would be nice. Yes. Awesome. Yeah, that's about it from my side.
Okay, thanks Yogesh for a brief about Polkadot.GPT. So if anyone have any question, you can ask now.
Do you have a link or something where we can test it out?
Yep, I will. How do I share it? Is there a place where you can just go to chat GPT/Polkadot, or I'm not sure how do I post something here. Why don't I send this to AwesomeDot and they can send everyone the link for this to try it out.
Yeah, all right, Yogesh. So we have our next speaker, Bruno. So Bruno is the man behind Pop Network. Pop Network aims to be the easiest, fastest, and most empowering platform to onboard real-world applications to Polkadot. So I request Bruno to take over and tell us more about Pop Network and its integration with the Polkadot ecosystem.
Thanks. So yeah, let's take it one step above, one level above. Above Pop Network, it's Pop the platform, and above that, it's Rogue, the company that we just started. And let's start there. So it's 6x Parity engineers, and we have this amazing idea of creating a platform called Pop, where the idea is that you can deploy logic on Polkadot. And so our background, we were actually working in delivery services with Gautam. Gautam's on the call here, and he was our boss. And we had a very interesting, you could say, angle in Parity. We were engineers, but we are also more on the consulting side, like facing external teams, helping teams build on Polkadot. So I think that's why our team is so geared to succeed in this project, because we understand the business needs, we have a bit of a product mindset, and we understand the Polkadot tech stack. So Pop the platform, deploying logic on Polkadot, has two subcomponents or two subproducts you can think of. One is Pop Network. The other one is the CLI tool called Pop CLI. Pop CLI is a tool for you to build on Polkadot. It's an all-around development tool for Polkadot you could think of. So you want to build a smart contract on Polkadot, you can use Pop CLI. You can create a new smart contract. You can build any smart contract. You can test it using Pop CLI. You can even deploy it using Pop CLI. You want to build a parachain, you can use Pop CLI, do the same exact things. So that's a tool that right now we just cut out our alpha release. It's available for you guys to all test. And we'd love some feedback on that. And we're going to continue iterating on it and improving it and making it better and better and better for Polkadot development. So the other one is Pop Network. Pop Network, you can think of as a smart contract chain, so an Inc. smart contract chain. And the idea is that we're going to build, you can think of it as like the programmable layer of Polkadot. So with Inc., we're going to use Inc. to connect with an API that we're building actually. You can already do some stuff with it. It's called Pop API, and it's within Pop Network. It's within the parachain, and it's exposed as an Inc. library. And so you can write these really, really, you could say like smarter contracts with Inc. that can really leverage things that were only available previously to like runtimes, to like parachain runtimes. You can now leverage these on the smart contract layer. And so that's the idea. We're super excited about this, the whole team, and every day we wake up, it's an amazing day.
Thanks, Bruno, for briefing about your project. So let's move on to the questions if anyone has any.
Yeah, I would like to ask something, Bruno. I have used I was in a call with Alejandro and Peter. Peter? I think it was Peter. And they showed me of the Pop CLI, and it was actually very, very nice. I really liked how you can spin up tools by just using that CLI. My question is about, can you explain a little bit more the idea of the Pop network and how you're going to be building around Inc? I mean, as far as I know, Inc, you can just, jump into the Rust and just start following tutorials and stuff and build your own contract. But how exactly, what's the vision behind the Pop network?
The vision is that with Inc, it's possible. Like if we were to go EVM route or Solidity, like with Inc, we can build something that you can fully leverage pretty much all the features of Polkadot, right? That were previously, like if you wanted to use certain features of Polkadot, you need to be a parachain. There's big barriers to entry. So with Inc, we're going to build it in such a way that you can be a smart contract developer and leverage these Polkadot features.
Is there, thank you for that. Is there a specific feature that can show me the differentiation of building a parachain and building on Ink network? I mean,
Well,
because
yeah, like
building it,
literally today, like I was writing a smart contract, an Ink smart contract that will create an NFT collection and mint an NFT that uses palette NFTs, which Yegor, one of the core engineers, he wrote, and it's an amazing palette that's super underutilized. And I did that today with a smart contract.
so in a way, in a way you can also communicate with other parachains through that. Is that correct?
There is a roadmap, yes.
Yeah.
So the idea
we're talking theoretically here, because you were saying that it's still in the alpha. So let's talk about theoretically. But theoretically, you will be able to talk with other parachains. So you're kind of you will be able to work your way through the whole block space, right?
So yeah, I guess one of the nice that you reminded me just now is like that we're using the dot token, right? We're just going to use the native token for this parachain, and theoretically, I like that word. We also want let's say a smart contract developer to be able to talk to a parachain, ideally not even use that parachain's token, just use dot. So that would be a big step forward, in my opinion, in terms of DevX, that you can just use dot to interact with parachains. Now, that's farther down the roadmap, but we would like to get there.
Quick question: where does XCM stand in all this? Like, I mean, is the roadmap sort of including the whole XCM thing, or are you sort of thinking of? Because I was looking at Chopsticks also, which is essentially trying to do sort of this no-code interactions between multiple chains and all. I get that all the palettes of a particular chain would be there, but how about XCM?
So that's a great question. I think that was probably Nico's question too. Yeah, there will be. So this POP API, it's an abstraction, right? We're not necessarily looking at tightly coupling it to everything within Substrate. We're going to have the freedom to craft it in a way that serves developer experience. And one of those channels will be cross-chain messaging. And so we recognize that XCM is freaking hard, even for seasoned Substrate engineers. Even for those who are working in XCM every day, it's still hard, still complicated. So that's one of the things that we will abstract. We will make it so that you can do cross-chain messaging without having to compose some ridiculous like XCM recipe.
Makes sense. Okay.
We're also looking in terms of cross-chain messaging. If you want to build real-world solutions, you need to check if something executed on another chain. And right now, XCM cannot guarantee that. It has no guarantee for that. So we are looking at a solution for that. Currently, we're looking at ISMP. So we want that functionality so smart contract developers can build real-world solutions with XCM. XCM, keep in mind, will be under the hood. The smart contract developer themselves will not see that.
So in a way, you're simplifying the way that, like, you're using XCM, right? But just simplifying the way that the developer is actually using it. So you do the whole communication with XCM. You probably are gonna check also if everything happened fine in the other parachain, but the user himself doesn't see that these all things are happening under the hood, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds really hard, but yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, so that's the idea. I mean, we already were live on Paseo. The test network is live, so you can already deploy in contracts on there. We already have some of the POP API built out, like the NFT one. I think we even have a cross-chain.
I was so a quick question around that. Essentially, how would this tooling work? Like, I mean, these are we have to write in contracts. I said this is all Rust, and we essentially, do you guys have like a separate module for for someone to import so that they can use the POP network, or would regular smart contracts sort of work correctly?
So if
By
you're
that, I
building,
mean, yeah.
so yeah, like the idea is like, okay, you take, pop CLI and you say pop new contract, and then you name it like my smart contract, and it spins up, hello world smart contract. And then all you got to do is say use pop API and then add pop API as the dependency, and you're good to go.
So, okay. Because, say, for example, if I have a PSP34 contract that I want to write, right? So, like, would that be a template that would come with the POP CLI, or I have to sort of go and edit the TOML file to include everything? Like,
Absolutely.
just wanted to,
Yeah, we're definitely looking at templates for not only for smart contracts in POP CLI, but also for parachains.
Okay. Yeah. Looking forward then. Nice.
Young.
Thanks a lot, Bruno, for responding. Yeah, so next move on to our next speaker, Esubalew. Esubalew Amenu's team is developing MobilePolka, an intuitive mobile app for exploring and analyzing blockchain data. So, Esubalew, can you tell us more about MobilePolka and its core goals?
Hey, thank you. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. I really appreciate you for inviting me for this podcast. Such podcasts are a great place to promote our projects, also to communicate with blockchain enthusiasts, especially Polkadot stakeholders. As you mentioned, our project is MobilePolka. In short, it will be a mobile app that will be used to deeply analyze the Polkadot blockchain on the go. So to mention our problem statements, the lack of mobile friendly interfaces are pushed us to start the development of this mobile app. Actually, if there is any mobile app, I am not sure, but we couldn't get on Google Play and Apple Store. We tried to find, but there is no Polkadot Blockchain Explorer mobile app on both stores. So that's why we are trying to develop the mobile app, since nowadays most of the pupils are spending their time on their mobile devices. On average, pupils are spending around 4 hours on mobile devices. That's why other blockchain networks are investing on mobile explorer apps, such as Ethereum have many mobile apps on Google Play and the App Store, but we couldn't find on for Polkadot's networks. Please correct me if I'm wrong. For this reason, we decided to implement a mobile app that will be used to explore the Polkadot network. The mobile app features will be a blockchain explorer, including the block analysis, transaction analysis, event information, extrinsic analysis, account and address analysis that will be included on the general information about the account, such as account balance, balance status, events, history of transaction list, signed extrinsic, and last activity. Also, we will include reward informations, such as users earned rewards and spent rewards, first and last rewards. Also, the total amount of reward will be displayed in dots. There are many unique aspects, but in short, the first obvious unique aspect is user-friendly interface, and users can easily install on their devices, and they can see on the go. They can analyze their transactions, and every blockchain related analysis can be analyzed on the go. The data will be updated live. The benefit will be not limited to a comprehensive analysis. Users will be empowered by using the app. All stakeholders will have the opportunity to access the tool. So users also engage on the app by supporting that will support Polkadot decentralization and collaborative uh, tool. So the impact will be assessed finally by using different matrix mechanism to mention our capability to develop such projects. We were working on Cardano for the past 2 years, and we have many apps on Google Play. Some of them have above over 100,000 downloads, and most of them, especially some of them, have around 50,000 active users every month. The development team is very diversified, starting from mobile app developers to tech lead, DevOps, UI, UX. There are many other developers also, in addition to the core development team. We have collaborated with many organizations. The first one is Microsoft for Startup Founders Hub. We already joined and already accessing 38 technical benefits and business resources that will be helpful for future development, future mobile app development. Uh, in short, that will be a short description about our mobile app project. The app will be developed by Data Science Computing Labs. This this company have many reputation on blockchain related projects. Also, we engaged with technical groups, local technical groups, such as blockchain networks and coordinate events. That's all to save our time. It's a short description about our project. I am ready if you have any questions.
Yeah, I do have a question. I'm trying to understand the differentiation of the applications you want to build in the mobile. I mean, so far we have the, let's say, Viva Wallet, which is one of the main applications on Polkadot that exists on mobile, or we have other wallet like Sub Wallet that's also on mobile, and then all the, like, I think the major websites like Subscan or Polka Assembly, they scale really nicely on the mobile. So I'm trying to understand, the question is, what is the differentiation that you're bringing on the mobile that these applications do not have? Like I would expect to hear like a light client support or maybe something like that.
Okay. Websites do not provide such as notification services for the mobile app. If you install the mobile app and once you configured your account and the app may notify you if there is a new incoming transaction, or you may get information based on the price goes up or down. You may set many different settings, so you will not get such helpful informations from the websites on your device.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other question, please?
So this is one question. This is not a wallet, but rather a block explorer, is it? Like, or are you? It's
Yes.
both. Okay.
Yes. We are not developing to create wallets or to access wallets. We are working to analyze and explore the whole Polkadot network.
So you mean all the parachains, like not just Polkadot, or the other parachains from the ecosystem would also be available in the app? So Subwallet, oh, sorry, Subsocial and Kusama and everything. We can actually look at the blocks for them as well, or just Polkadot for now.
No, just for Polkadot blockchain network.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Okay. Any other question, please?
Yeah, so I was actually looking at some Xcode development also, and
Oh, cool.
I was thinking, like if you want to like build something like from the Web3 perspective, to use a light client, is this something that you have looked into to use a light client for your applications?
I'm sorry, I didn't get your question.
Like you're building a block explorer, you need to check certain things to use a light client versus a centralized RPC node.
Oh, we will use APIs to get the information about the network.
Okay.
You may check the detailed project proposal on Polkadot Assembly. If I missed any of your question, you may get it from there. Also, I am always online on the comment parts. So if you ask me anything there, I will answer it. Thank you, AwesomeDot, for the chance.
It seems like there is no any question from anyone else. Yeah, so thank you everyone for this insightful discussion. This has been a very informative session, and I hope our viewers took some learnings along the way. We will see you in the next one. Make sure to start the repo on GitHub. Thank you.